Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Senate election prediction videos, where I take a look at the Senate races going on across America in 2024 and give my thoughts, predictions, and analysis on the races. And today we are looking at the state of Wyoming, a seat currently held by the Republican Party, and the incumbent senator is John Barrasso. Barrasso is in his second full term in the United States Senate. We'll get to that distinction in a few minutes when we cover the background of Senator Barrasso. In 2018, Senator John Barrasso won re-election to his second full term by 36%, which is a massive margin. In 2020 and 2016, Donald Trump won the state of Wyoming. In 2020, his margin was 43%. Wyoming gave Donald Trump his largest margin of victory in the presidential election. And in 2024, that will be no different. Wyoming is the most Republican state in the country. It has been for many elections, and it will continue that trend in this election. There is no scenario in which Kamala Harris wins the state of Wyoming. So Donald Trump will win the state of Wyoming by a massive margin in November over the vice president. The primary was held on August 20th, and it produced these two nominees. The Democratic nominee was Scott Morrow. I've not been able to find a lot out about Mr. Scott Morrow. He is an educator. His campaign website is very bare bones, and he is running an uphill campaign in the most Republican state in the nation. He faced no opposition in the Democratic primary. The Republican nominee is the incumbent Senator John Barrasso. Senator Barrasso faced some gadfly opposition. He is, as I said, the incumbent senator. He had the endorsement of former President Donald Trump. The entire GOP establishment, as the incumbent senator, backed Barrasso, and he easily won that primary. Senator Barrasso, as I said, is in his second full term, and I would explain a little bit of the distinction there. Senator Barrasso was originally appointed to this seat in the summer of 2007. The incumbent senator at the time, Senator Craig Thomas, died shortly after winning his election to a third term from complications of leukemia. And Senator Barrasso, then State Senator John Barrasso, was chosen by the Republican Party of Wyoming to be who the governor appointed. And the governor at the time appointed Senator Barrasso. Barrasso, prior to entering politics, was a physician and was a rodeo physician. He would treat injuries at rodeos, and that is how he became well known in the state. In 1996, he ran for an open Senate seat at the time. Did really well, but he did not win the nomination. But that campaign allowed him to eventually run for an open state Senate seat, which he won election to in 2002. And he served in the state Senate from 2003 until his appointment to the United States Senate in 2007. He chaired the Transportation Committee in the Wyoming State Senate during his time in the state Senate. Since coming to Washington, he has chosen the leadership track inside the Senate Republican Conference, and has quickly moved up the ladders, and will run to be the GOP whip in the next Congress, as the current Senate leader, Senator McConnell, is retiring from leadership. and that has created an open race for many Senate GOP leadership posts. He currently holds the number 3 position in the Senate GOP leadership. And I'm sure he'll face a challenger for that. There's no announced opposition to him at the moment, but I am sure that someone will take him on. And he's been a pretty standard fare vote for leadership inside the Republican Party. He's a Western Republican. He votes with leadership because he is leadership almost all of the time, and he's not really a vote that leadership ever has to worry about. So he's reliable to them. If you take a look at the primary results, 91% of people that cast ballots in the Wyoming primary cast them for the Republican Party. Only 8% cast votes in the Democratic primary. This is easy. This is the easiest race to call probably in the entire country. Senator Barrasso is going to be elected to his 3rd full term in the Senate. Senator Barrasso is going to win by a wide margin, well over 30%, in the most Republican state in the country. So that's my prediction. Senator Barrasso elected to a 3rd full term in the Senate, and that will be a hold for the Republicans.